Testing one, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2. And sorry for the tests on airs, folk. We are just had a couple of audio issues here, but I think we got them worked out. Gus Strunk joining me up here as we start off Broncos and Heat here on a beautiful Friday night from El Dorado. Coach, good to see you again. By popular demand, folks want to hear what you have to say.
Easy crowd to please.
Newt was emailing me last night, I told you earlier.
Yeah, I'm surprised he even knows how to email.
You're not giving him enough credit, I don't think. Tonight, Andrew Morales getting the start. First off, let's talk about that win last night. Deceiving when you look at the line. You guys only had 3 hits, but you took 7 walks, and you had a hit by pitch. So you had traffic on the base pads. Couldn't come up with that huge hit, but Tyler Webb in the 6th, a big double, stole third, and scores on a pass ball. Ended up being the game winner.
Yeah, we had some good at-bats. We just didn't finish them off with hits. Well, like you said, we found our way to first, and ultimately we found a way to win the game, and that's what matters at this point in the season.
Mason Heiser, as we were talking, gave off that leadoff home run, but seemed to settle in. What did you think of Mason last night? Gave up a lot of hits, but limited the damage.
Yeah, he pitched at the bottom of the zone, so he gave up a lot of ground ball hits, and we talk all the time about how you can't get hurt when you're pitching at the bottom of the zone, and he did a great job of it last night. What
did you see on that leadoff home run? Was it just a pitch? I know it's hard to tell from up here, but Lambert had a great night for the Aviators.
Right. I mean, it's the first pitch of the game, and Heiser was just trying to get ahead, and the guy jumped on it and tagged it, and those things happen. But he rebounded from there and was able to pitch at the bottom of the zone for the rest of the night, like I said.
Boy, the back end of the bullpen, Kennedy. Well, first Ryan Bailey coming in first and third, nobody out. Only 1 run allowed there. That was a nice job. And then Kennedy, 2 solid innings, and Gulzo with a quiet 9th inning, which I'm sure you guys like.
Yeah, we told the guys after the game that the 3 outs that Bailey got there for us were probably the 3 biggest outs of the summer that we've gotten. That was a great job by him to come in and minimize that inning and get us back in there to swing the bats. And like I said, Joe came in after throwing 93 pitches 3 days ago and came in there and gutted it out and got us 2 zeros in a situation where we really needed it.
A.J. Duran, a leadoff walk for the Wellington Heat, and now a bunt by Stubblefield back to Morales. He'll fire over to first, and that's the first out of the top of the first. Gus Strunk, assistant coach for the Broncos, joining us as he always does here in the top of the first. Things worked out pretty good. Hayes loses last night. Dodge City loses last night. I know you don't like to I know you don't look at the standings much, but you had to be aware of what happened.
Yeah, as we were talking to the guys down the left field line there after the game, Gary, our stats guy, actually came down there and filled us in on that information. It is nice to get some help around the league, but I feel like if we just control what we can control, we'll put ourselves in a good situation to make the World Series. Wellington
Heat here tonight and tomorrow night. Wellington, a good win over Dodge City last night. They're just below you. They know these games are very important. These games are everything's so bunched up. Every game means a lot, and certainly last night's win did, and tonight's game means as much as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's going to be the same way for the game after this, and the game after that. It's going to be jam-packed, and there's going to be it's going to be a tight race down the stretch here.
Austin Kranick, terrific hitter. laces one out to center field, and A.J. Duran stopped at third, so runners at the corners with one away. Morales starting tonight. He has been solid all year for you. A little rough spot here in this top of the first inning, but you looking to see Andrew go a long way here tonight?
Yeah, he pitched 7 for us last time he was out, and he was won another one, but at this point in the season, we told him that we're going to get 1 or 2 more starts out of him, and then the World Series will happen. Being a graduated guy, the leash will be a little longer for Mo tonight.
This year, he's instead of going from the windup, he goes from the stretch all the time. Why?
I'm not the pitching coach. Toby Reuter does most of that, so.
Boy, Radcliffe just drilled one out into right field, and a long home run, a 3-run home run by Kendall Radcliffe, and the Heat take a 3-0 lead. I don't know if it's a bad sign, because 2 nights in a row we've had you on the air and there's been first-inning home runs.
Yeah.
Your passion for this game, I love. I know it's hard to do these interviews because you're really intent on this game right now. What's going through your mind right now as you watch that?
Just minimize the rest of this inning and get us back in there. It's early. It's a long game.
Offensively tonight, we see a new DH. Brandon Cuddy is here for you. What does he bring to the table?
He's just another left-handed bat that he has some juice in his bat, but he's a veteran hitter. He knows how to hit, so hopefully he can give us a couple good at-bats tonight and change the lineup for us.
Derek Feige, we found out, went back to South Dakota. We're looking at his elbow. And Tyson Campbell emailed me last night from his bed, bacterial infection.
Yeah, Feige went and got an MRI, and there was some structural damage to his elbow, so he's going to go see a specialist. And Tyson, he says he gets mono quite a bit, and he thinks it might be flaring up on him again, so we told him just stay at home and get healthy.
Appreciate the time and the info, and I'll let you. I know you want to get back down that dugout right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Gus Strunk joining us in our pregame talk. Always enjoy visiting with Gus Strunk up here. So the Wellington Heat off to a 3-0 lead. A walk to A.J. Duran. Stubblefield sacrificed him over to second. Kranick singled, runners at the corners, and then Kendall Radcliffe absolutely pounded one out over the right field wall. So a 3-0 hole for the Broncos here in this top of the first inning against Andrew Morales. And after falling behind 2-1 to Matt Heck, Morales comes back with a strike. So 2 balls and a strike and the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 2. Morales has been leaving the ball up high here early in this game. So something I'm sure he'll look to work on. We'll give you the Broncos in the field here in a moment. That one on the inside corner, and strike 3 looking. Matt Heck goes down, and that's the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Trent Maloney, the third baseman. For the Broncos out in the field tonight, Tyler Sutherland in left, Tyler Webb's in center field, and Mikey Leal in right. Here's the first pitch to Maloney outside, ball 1. Around the infield, Tony Colsing's at third. Nick Hammocky gets the start at short tonight. Anders Green at second base. There's a ball hit out into center field, and that'll land in front of Webb, and Maloney with a 2-out single. Anders Green at second. Kyle Love is at first base tonight. Ethan Maxey is tonight's catcher, and as I mentioned, Andrew Morales on the hill for El Dorado. So here's Cole Beckham. And swing and a miss at the first offering from Morales. No balls and a strike. Luis Estevez, catcher, is in the on-deck circle for the Heat. Second offering way outside. Nice stab there by Maxey. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Gina and Dale Short, our normal PA and scorekeepers, are on their way to Vancouver. Bill Young is doing family things. So we have the Wolf family tonight manning the PA and the scoreboard. And we have Roger Cruz manning the music, the DJ, Roger Cruz. We had him on camera earlier, too. And the nice thing for Roger is he didn't have to put his baseball pants on. Gets to stay in the shorts, which isn't all bad. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Cole Beckham. We got to try to get... Roger, we need the Bronco pitchers to limit damage in the first. When Gus Strunk sees one go out of the yard, all of a sudden his attention leaves me and goes right down to the field. He's a pretty intense coach, I would say. Need to throw the long headset over to Roger sometime tonight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Beckham fouled that one off to the back. It's been a taxing top of the first for Andrew Morales. Runner at first is Maloney, and the 2-2, a swing and a miss. And that will end the inning, but a good start for the Heat here tonight. They score 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 left. We've played a half inning from McDonald Stadium. It's Wellington 3, El Dorado coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning, Kurt Caden here from McDonald Stadium and Brad Long Field. And emails already filing in, which is good to see. Our email address, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. And we love, of course, our Bronco emailers. If you're a Wellington fan, by all means, jump on in. We'd love to hear who you're cheering for, who you're rooting for in particular here tonight. Had several emails from Hayesville Aviator fans last night, but the Bronco emails outweighed them. Webb, a high fly ball out into right center field, and that will be caught out there by Cole Beckham for the first out. The lineup for the Broncos tonight, Tyler Webb leading off, Anders Green bats second, Tyler Sutherland third. Tony Colsing will bat fourth tonight, Brandon Cuddy batting fifth, Kyle Love sixth, Mikey Leal seventh, Ethan Maxey bats eighth, and Nick Hammocky will bat ninth. For the Wellington Heat out in the field after this pitch, the first offering to Anders Green is on the corner for strike one. Out in the outfield, it's Trayshawn Holly in left. The center fielder is Cole Beckham, and in right field, Matt Heck. Around the infield, Trent Maloney is at third. The shortstop is Aaron Stubblefield. Here's the 0-1, just missed, 1-1. At second base, A.J. Duran and Austin Kranix at first base. Catching tonight, Luis Estevez, and the pitcher for Wellington is Dalton Leiker. Leiker, right-handed thrower, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Anders Green. Anders Green in league play, hitting .293 on the season, 27 out of 92. And the 2-1, and he tried to go the other way and fouled it out of play. Anders Green from San Mateo Community College, home of Silverton, Oregon. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Green, a high chop up the middle. Duran will glove it, throw to first, and just got Green by a step. A nice play by A.J. Duran, and there's 2 away. So here comes Tyler Sutherland. Tyler Sutherland, the leading hitter for the Broncos. His batting average at .349 on the season. 44 for 126, 8 doubles and 1 ball that left the yard. First offering to Tyler outside, 1-0. 31 runs scored by Sutherland this year. He's driven in 19. 18 walks and just 9 strikeouts for Sutherland this year. So he has had a terrific eye at the plate, and when he's gotten on base, 16 stolen bases to lead the Broncos. He's ahead here of Leiker, 2 balls and no strikes. Leiker winds and deals. Sutherland will hit this one out left center field. Big turn coming from Tyler. He'll take a look, but the throw coming in to shortstop, and a 2-out single by Tyler Sutherland. So here comes Tony Colsing. Tony Colsing out of South Dakota State University, hometown of Chaska, Minnesota. Right-handed batter is Colsing. And Leiker's first offering fouled out of play. It's 0-1. 7th start of the season for Leiker. He has 1 complete game. Comes into this game with a 3-win, 3-loss record, a 4.90 ERA. 42 hits allowed in 33 innings. And Colsing didn't mean to. He goes around, and it's 0-2. Leiker is going to be around the plate. 5 walks in 33 innings and 41 strikeouts. So Leiker plays to contact. No balls and 2 strikes. That pitch high, got past the catcher. Probably going to be a pass ball. So Tyler Sutherland goes down to second base. And an RBI opportunity here for Tony Colsing. The Broncos winning last night 4-3, 4 runs on 3 hits for El Dorado last night. Hayesville ended up 3 runs on 11 hits. But as we talked with Gus Strunk, that didn't really tell the whole story. Here's the 1-2, Colsing down to third base. Maloney's got it, and he'll just chase Sutherland and tag him on the backside, and that will end the inning. So no runs, a hit. And no errors. We will head to the second inning. It's Wellington 3, El Dorado 0. So the Wellington Heat coming up here in the top of the second inning. A 3-run explosion for the Heat in the first. 3-run home run by Radcliffe. So here's Estevez, the catcher. And Andrew Morales fires ball low, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. And Morales' second offering is high, ball 2. Andrew Morales on the season, 4-2 with an ERA of 3.55. This is his 9th start, which leads the Broncos. He and Tyson Campbell entered play with 8 starts. That pitch out of the zone, ball 3. It was a leadoff walk in the first that got it started for Wellington. Morales, 10 walks and 28 strikeouts in 38 innings of work, but that's a 4-pitch walk to the catcher, Estevez. So Trayshawn Hawley will come up.
Number 7, Trayshawn Hawley.
Trayshawn Hawley from the University of California, Dominguez Hills. You ever heard of that?
I've heard of it.
It's in L.A. We've got our California guy, Roger Cruz, up here. I've never heard of UC Dominguez Hills. San Mateo never played them? Okay. Holly trying to bunt there. He fouled it off. Rick Twyman, the head coach for the Wellington Heat. Rick Nieses, Jesse Dale, and Troy Andrews are the assistants. Jesse Dale used to, I'm not sure if he's still, no, I know he doesn't, but he used to coach some Arc City baseball. In fact, Tyler Sutherland, I'm sure, knows Jesse Dale, I would think. Morales comes in with strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Holly. Off of first is Estevez, and the pitch. Holly nubs it just in front of the plate, so that's going to work just as good as a bunt. Morales' only play is to first. It just doesn't go down as a sacrifice. On his way to second is Estevez. So 1 away here in the top of the second inning, and back to the top of the order, A.J. Duran. A.J. Duran batting .305 on the season, 25 for 82. Duran tied for second on the team in inducing walks. He has 10 walks, now 11, actually tied for first after walking in the first inning. Say hello to Gayla Campbell, who is watching and listening tonight out in Kennett, Missouri. First pitch is a strike. Gayla Campbell, teacher, is getting her classroom ready, as she has plans to be watching the Broncos at the NBC World Series in Wichita. So she is making sure all the classroom stuff is ready to go. Duran hits it towards first. Kyle Love with the backhand. Flips over to Morales. He'll touch first for the second out. Over to third is Estevez. So a nice job of covering there by Morales. A good glove there from Kyle Love. And here comes Aaron Stubblefield, the shortstop. Aaron Stubblefield has been a tough out this year. He's a limited number of games. This is his 10th game of the year, but he's batting .323. 10 out of 31, and all of his hits have been base hits. An RBI chance here for Stubblefield. He looks at strike 1. Aaron Stubblefield plays his college ball in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference up at Sterling College. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Stubblefield. Sacrifice bunt his first time, and there he did go around. That's a strikeout for Morales, so looking a little bit more like the Andrew Morales we all know and love, a leadoff walk, but then he retires Holly, Dunn, and Stubblefield, and they strand the runner at third base. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Wellington 3, El Dorado 0. More in a moment here on YouTube. So bottom of the second inning here from El Dorado. And our first look of the year at Brandon Cuddy. Now, for some of you Bronco fans that may be longtime Bronco fans, Brandon Cuddy played for El Dorado back in 2014. He played in 5 games before getting injured. But he is, for lack of a better word, been recalled. He is back on the squad here, and left-handed batter is Cuddy against the right-handed pitching Dalton Leiker. 1 ball and no strikes. And on the corner for strike 1. Dalton Leiker, a right-handed pitcher from Central Oklahoma University. 3-3 on the season. Brandon Cuddy from Oklahoma Baptist. Lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 2 balls and a strike here to Cuddy. And swings, and that bat ends up nearly in the Wellington dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, Gary tells me that when Cuddy was playing for El Dorado, of course, my son Avery and I were broadcasting back in 2014 here. Cuddy played in 5 games, had a 5-game hitting streak. So that hitting streak actually continues into tonight. It's just been on hold for 2 years. When Cuddy was here in 2014, 11 for 19 for a .579 batting average. Center fielder shades a little bit to just barely to left center, and the right fielder playing closer to the line. There's a nice hole out in left center field if Cuddy could hit it there. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that pitch outside, ball 3 from Leiker. Dalton Leiker with a 3-2 count. Cruised through the first, gave up a 2-out single to Sutherland, but that was it. And the wind and the deal, and Cuddy kind of off the fist towards left center field. Beckham running it down and couldn't catch it. It's to the track. Cuddy at second, and a little trouble out in the field grabbing that, but finally the Heat get it in. It's a leadoff double for Brandon Cuddy. That ball kept on carrying. Not a lot of wind actually here tonight. So a double for Cuddy. And that'll bring up Kyle Love. Kyle Love, 6'3", 235 from Arkansas Tech University. Right-handed batter is Love. And the pitch to Kyle. That one's right down the middle for strike one. Kyle Love in league play this year, batting just 194. Just get the feeling that he's ready to break out of it. Good-looking physique there at the plate for the Broncos. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. Love with 14 hits in 72 at-bats in league play. He's driven in 7, 4 doubles and a home run for Kyle Love. The Broncos have probably the tallest first base tandem of anyone in the league. Kyle Love at 6'3" is good size, but Slayton Vaughn is 6'7". This one in the turf, and that will be a wild pitch, and Brandon Cuddy trots over to third. So again, thanks to Gayla Campbell for the leadoff email tonight. One ball, 2 strikes to Love. And the pitch, and Love hits it towards short. Cuddy did not break on it on first contact. The Heat looked like they were willing to concede a run for and out, but instead Cuddy played it safe, and Love is retired for the first out. That'll bring up Mikey Leal. Hello to Lynn Colsing. 100 degrees right now in Chaska, Minnesota. Lynn sent me the picture of the temperature in her car. But Lynn, are you aware that it says change engine oil? Probably more important than the temperature. No balls and a strike here to Mikey Leal, right fielder, Lamar University. And that one outside, ball 1. Mikey Leal hitting .300 for the Broncos in league play this season. And he looks at ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Brandon Cuddy's down at third. Our first pitch temperature tonight, by the way, 95 degrees, feels like 103. And let's see, the high today got up to 105, is that right? Tomorrow it's going to be 103, and then it cools off to 100 degrees on Sunday. 3-1 to Leal. Ethan Maxey waits on deck for El Dorado. 3 balls and a strike here to Mikey Leal. And the pitch from Leiker, and that one is called on the corner. Now, I've got 2 pitchers up here. Now, I'm not sure if it was a game or 2 ago. It seemed like a fairly tight zone. It seems like the corners are wide open tonight. Is that fair?
That last one looks like the corners are pretty open.
All right. I don't harp on umpires at all, but I like when pitchers are up here because they got a pretty good idea. Here's the 3-2 to Leal, a chopper to second. Cuddy will come in. Duran waits for it, and he'll throw out Mikey Leal. So Leal will pick up an RBI. Brandon Cuddy scores the first Bronco run of the night. So it's 3-1 Wellington, and here's Ethan Maxey. Broncos with the 3-catcher rotation. Maxey here tonight. League play, Ethan batting .200. 7 hits in 35 at-bats. And he looks at strike 1. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. That one's in the turf, ball 1. Ethan Maxey seems to catch Andrew Morales when he's on the bump. Both Maxey and Morales from Kentucky Wesleyan College. There is strike 2. Basically, what the umpire's telling both sides, because he's called it both ways, you're going to have to go up there swinging. Anything close on the corners is going to be called here tonight. So that's the zone he's established. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Maxey didn't look like he checked his swing. The home plate umpire will appeal, and Ethan did not. So a strikeout for Liker. The Broncos score 1 in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left. We'll head to the third. Heat 3, Broncos 1. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Austin Krachek is going to lead it off here for Wellington in the top of the third. He had a sharp single. In fact, hit it so well he cost himself an RBI. But no worries for Wellington because Kendall Radcliffe came up next and bombed a 3-run homer. So Krachek 1 for 1 tonight. All-league performer last year in the Jayhawk. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Krachek hitting .271 in league play. And a good eye there as that curveball out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. 4 home runs on the season for Krachek, along with 4 doubles and 8 base hits. 16 out of 59. And the 2-1, and he checked his swing. Yep, 3-1. Morales has walked the leadoff batter in each of the first 2 innings, and he's run Krachek here to 3-1. I'm sure Oscar Morales watching and listening tonight. There's a strike, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Krachek did not seem to like that call. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is where Austin goes to school. And for the 3rd straight inning, a leadoff walk issued to the Heat. So that'll bring up Kendall Radcliffe. Radcliffe with the big hit of the game so far, a 3-run home run. And now I was watching the flight of the ball. Evidently, Radcliffe had a pretty big bat flip after he knocked that one out, which got the attention of Gus Strunk, who I was interviewing at the time. Ball gets through Ethan Maxey. Krachek around second. He'll stay there. So a pass ball issued to Ethan Maxey, and he'll come out and talk to Andrew Morales. Don't forget our email address, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. CADEN, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Love to hear where you're watching from tonight. And now a pitch inside. That's off of Maxey's glove. And over to third base is Krachek. So no one down, and a leadoff walk is basically turned into a leadoff triple. And the 2-0 to Radcliffe is high, ball 3. So 3-0 to Radcliffe. And that one low, ball 4. Control generally not an issue for Andrew Morales. Just 10 walks in 8 starts this year, but he has walked 4 here in the first 2 innings, and Toby Reuter is going to go out and visit with Andrew Morales. Big thanks to our corporate sponsor. First time ever we've had a corporate sponsor, El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated at 1216 West 6th. Brad and Roxanne Cool. Of course, El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated, their structures come standard with certified engineering and a selection of long-life finishes for a metal building you can be proud of for generations to come. Erection services available in select areas. If you need a building or just want to thank Brad and Roxanne for helping us provide these broadcasts, the toll-free number is 1-800-279-4300. So here's Matt Heck. Matt Heck struck out looking his first time, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Matt Heck on the season, batting just .212. He leads the team in at-bats with 137, 29 hits. He has scored 13, driven 18, 9 doubles and 2 long balls for Heck on the season. Radcliffe over at first base has a couple of steals this year. No balls and 1 strike to Matt Heck. Maxey sets up on the outer third and back over to first. 3-1 Heat, a 3-run top of the first for Wellington. And the pitch on the move, and Maxey looked like he might be ready to throw one down, but the ball came out of his hand, so it'll be a stolen base for Radcliffe. One ball and 1 strike to Matt Heck. Trent Maloney waits on deck. And this one in the turf, ball 2. Good stop there by Maxey. Broncos an exciting 4-3 win last night. 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And relief pitching from Ryan Bailey, 2 innings from Joe Kennedy, and then Chase Gulzo closed it out. And the Broncos got a much-needed victory over the Hayesville Aviators. Hack a swing and a miss, 2-2. Andrew Morales could use a strikeout here. Long look into Maxey. And now he's got his sign, but Matt Heck got tired of waiting. Looking at the standings in the Jayhawk, Hayes lost last night, but remain in first place at 10-5. More in a moment. Here's the pitch from Morales, a high chop to third. Colsing will look the runner back over to first. Now going to third is the runner Radcliffe. He slides in. The ball gets past Nick Hammocky, and Radcliffe will score. A good Radcliffe is out by a mile. Instead, an error and a run scored. So bad luck for El Dorado there. Heck will get 1 RBI on that. Radcliffe scores on the air. And it's 5-1. And now first pitch swinging is Maloney over to Love. He'll flip it to Morales for the second out. So 2 away, and here's Cole Beckham. Cole Beckham struck out his first time. So Hayes 10-5, Liberal 1 game out at 9-6. El Dorado is 1.5 games out at 8-6. Dodge City is 2 back at 8-7. First pitch to Maloney, curveball stayed inside, ball 1. Hayesville is also 8-7. Then you got the Wellington Heat, 3 games out of first with a 7-8 record. Derby is 7-9, 3.5 out, and the Bethany Bulls at 3-12. They are in last, 7 games out of first. Liberal tonight is at Bethany, starting a 3-game series. Good curveball, didn't get the call. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Hayesville is in Dodge City. Doubleheader, yeah. Game 1's a makeup from the first half. Hayesville is going to be the home team in that one. Pitch low, ball 3. Hayes tonight is just down the way at Derby. And, of course, our game here, Wellington and El Dorado in El Dorado. Same 2 teams here tomorrow night, and then the view will change on Sunday as the game will be in Wellington. A 2-out walk. Wellington has scored 2 runs in the inning, and they have not got a base hit. 2 walks and an error. And a stolen base. So that brings up Luis Estevez. He walked his first time. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. Already some action down in the Bronco bullpen. Gus Strunk said you're hoping to maybe get about 7 innings out of Andrew Morales tonight, but not looking that way at this rate. That one's in the zone, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Morales had that taxing first inning. Then, after a leadoff walk in the second, got it together, but 3 walks here in the third inning by Morales. Curveball, he'll get the call on the inner half. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luis Estevez hitting just 106 on the season. This is his 18th game. 1-2, and tried the upper portion of the zone, didn't get the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch on its way and laced down to third, past the third baseman Colsing into left field. So the catcher Estevez hitting just 106, able to get a single there. And the inning continues. It's Trayshawn Holly. Trayshawn Holly grounded out to Morales his first time. And this one's right off the plate. Morales comes up, fields it, and retires Holly for the 3rd out of the inning. But it's been taxing on Morales. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's Wellington 5, El Dorado 1. The Wellington Heat with 3 runs in the first and 2 in the second. They lead 5-1. And they have been through their order. Everyone has been to the plate twice. The Broncos, this is their first time through. Nick Hammocky leading it off for El Dorado. And the first pitch from Liker. Hammocky got under it, and the second baseman will drift back and make the catch for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order, and Tyler Webb. Tyler Webb heading to the University of Memphis out of Prosper, Texas, 6'1", 195. And the first pitch to Webb. He hits it out into right field. That will be hit right at the right fielder. I thought he was deking Webb, but it just hit right at him. So Matt Heck makes the catch out and right. So 2 pitches and 2 outs. Anders Green comes up, and I would think he is taking here no matter what. After a long taxing inning for Morales, 2 pitches, 2 outs here for Liker, and his first pitch is out of the zone, ball 1. Always nice to see the other assistant coach, Toby Reuter, the one that we never get to talk to on the air. He always hands it off to Gus Strunk. And that pitch inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Whoops. The national anthem. So Toby Reuter was getting the music. We had been having some issues with our music. And all of a sudden the national anthem fired up. I didn't see anyone take their cap off, though. 2 balls and no strikes. And Green will lift one to center field. A 2-out single for Anders Green. So here. Third hit for the Broncos here tonight. Tyler Sutherland singled in the first. Got to second base before the inning was completed. Here's the pitch from Liker, and Sutherland behind on that fastball. Strike 1. Emails continue to drift in. Love to see those. No balls and a strike to Sutherland, and he'll go the other way towards the third base line, and that is a fair ball. It'll bounce into the corner, and it got past the left fielder. Holly, all the way around to score is Green. Sutherland slides in safely to third base. That'll be a double and an error out in left field. An RBI double for Sutherland, I believe. Does he get an RBI, Gary? Yes, all right. So a double and then an error on the left fielder, and it is 5-2. Tyler Sutherland. Boy, that thing just kept slicing away from the left fielder, Trayshawn Holly. Colsing looks at strike 1. No balls, then to strike to Tony Colsing. Hit into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. It's 5-2 Wellington. A 2-out hit from Colsing, who has probably been one of the better 2-out RBI guys for the Broncos this year. Tony leading the team in league play in RBIs with 29. Looking for 30 here, a swing and a miss, strike 2. Tony Colsing coming into tonight's play, hitting .275. 4 doubles, 5 home runs in his 33 hits. He had a nice 5-6 game stretch where everything was going out of the yard when the Broncos were over in Derby. And Tony a swing and a miss there, so unable to cash in Sutherland, but the Broncos do score 1. 1 run on 2 hits, no error, or 1 error I should say, and 1 left. We'll head to the 4th inning. It's Wellington 5, El Dorado 2. Well, the El Dorado Broncos make a pitching change, and I know Chad Gerwick did not want to see Morales able to just go 3 innings tonight, but boy, he threw a lot of pitches in those 3 innings. Gave up 5 runs on 4 hits. 5 runs on 4 hits tonight for Morales as he makes way for Clayton Baskell. But the big number for Andrew, he struck out 2 Wellington Heat, but he walked 5 men. So 4 hits, 5 walks given up by Morales in 3 innings. Very unlike Andrew Morales. A.J. Duran grounds over to second base. Anders Green will retire Duran for the first out, and it's the first time tonight that the leadoff hitter for Wellington has not reached base. So here comes Aaron Stubblefield, the shortstop. Stubblefield 0 for 1 tonight. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning and struck out in the second. 1 of 3 strikeouts tonight for Andrew Morales. And Baskell floats one in there, and that's ball 1. Clayton Baskell, this is his 9th game, all in relief. Stubblefield hits it hard to short, takes a wicked hop, but Colsing fields it beautifully and throws over to first for the second out. And that will bring up Austin Kraychek.
Now batting for Wellington, number 15, Austin Craig.
For Baskell, 10 innings of work in those 8 appearances. These are league games. He has a 2.70 ERA. No record, no saves for Baskell. 6 walks and 9 strikeouts in his 10 innings of work. First pitch, a ball to Kraychek. From the stretch is Baskell. That one way outside, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. And the fastball got the call. 2 balls and a strike. Clayton Baskell is from La Crosse, Kansas. They're the Leopards in high school, the La Crosse Leopards. Baskell goes to Fort Hays State University, 5'11", 180. And the 2-1, and that one's fouled back, 2-2. So after falling behind 2-0, Baskell's worked it back even. And hello to Roger Cruz's great-grandma Shirley. Says it's also hot in Brentwood tonight. Laura Hargens, still hot in Iowa, mother of Blake Hargens, and sending me a photo of their setup. And the pitch, and that is a strikeout of Kraychek. So a 1-2-3 inning, the first time tonight that Wellington goes down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-2 Heat. More of your emails coming up and more play-by-play. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. So time for the bottom of the 4th inning here from El Dorado. Dalton Leiker back out there. He's pitched well for the Wellington Heat. Allowed just 2 runs. Chad Gerwick having a visit with the base umpire over there. So I was talking about Laura Hargens just emailed me, sent me a picture. She's watching the game. She's got it hooked up on the TV, which looks really nice. Hopefully the audio coming across as nice as the picture, but that'd be hard to believe. And then she's got her iPad with all the stats from the Jayhawk Baseball Point Streak site. Brandon Cuddy leading off here in the 4th inning for El Dorado. He doubled and scored back in the 2nd inning. So Laura's all set up. So any stats I'm reading off, she's probably reading them just the same. No balls and a strike to Brandon Cuddy. And he reaches out and slaps that one foul. 0-2. Mentioned earlier, Gina and Dale Short headed off for vacation today. And Gina sent me a photo. She and Dale, looks like on a tram of some sort, they've made it to Seattle. And Dale is listening to the Bluetooth through his hearing aids. All right, Dale. So hello to the Shorts. We miss you here, but hope you have a wonderful time. On the vacation. Bring them back. Your replacements are doing just fine, I might add. And Gene and Dale did warn them that if they're good enough, they may just earn another job. Cuddy fouls this one off. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th inning. And Cuddy calls for time. And the 1-2. That's outside ball 2. Slayton Vaughn's mom and dad, Suzanne Vaughn. Her mom, Suzanne Vaughn, emailing. They are watching the game tonight from Music in the Park in Azle, Texas. Now, that definitely should be photo-worthy. That 2-2 was close, but Cuddy got the call. It's 3-2. So a full count to Cuddy, who doubled and scored, like I said, back in the 2nd inning. Setting up on the inner half, and the pitch laced right up the middle. A base hit by Cuddy. So Brandon Cuddy, in his first game back with El Dorado since 2014, is 2 for 2. And Gina Short now showing me, she's got the game on her phone and watching on her phone and listening. That's a nice little setup there. That is, I tell you, technology is wonderful. Love grounds to short, over to second for 1, to first, double play. So a 6-4-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend. And here comes Mikey Leal. Mikey Leal grounded out to second inning, but that drove in Cuddy for the Broncos' first run. They trail 5-2 here. Liker's first pitch is in there for strike 1. So no balls and a strike. As I've said several times, always loved the emails. Didn't realize I'd love the emails so much with photos, but that makes it even better. Leal grounds to second. A.J. Duran will throw him out, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the 5th inning. It's Wellington 5 and El Dorado 2. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Top of the fifth inning, Clayton Basco comes out for his second inning of relief work, and he had a very nice first inning, but he deals with Kendall Ratcliffe, who hit the 3-run home run in the first, walked and scored in the third. And quickly behind, 2-0 is Basco to Radcliffe. And the 2-0, and that one's in there for strike one. So Basco didn't just lay a cookie in there for Radcliffe. He threw an off speed, it looked like a changeup there. And 2 balls and a strike to Ratcliffe. And the fastball in there for strike 2. Radcliffe, just his 10th game of the year, and that was his first home run back in the first inning, and it was a no-doubter out to right field. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and just outside, ball 3. Ratcliffe, Heck, and Maloney, the scheduled 3 for Wellington here in the top of the fifth inning. The Heat lead 5-2. And Ratcliffe calls time. It was not a long wait. Out of Sterling College, Kendall Radcliffe. Left-handed stick. And the 3-2, and that one's hit right up the middle. Good sharp single there by Radcliffe. So here comes Matt Heck. Matt Heck 0 for 2 tonight with an RBI ground out. Struck out looking in the first. And the first offering from Basco, and the changeup in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Matt Heck. Came into tonight's action, batting .212. Rick Twyman, we know they like to sacrifice and get runners into scoring position. They're going to steal Ratcliffe instead. Maxey, a strong throw down to second, and Ratcliffe is gunned down. Really no call even from the umpire. It was so clear there. Good throw by Maxey, and the first out of the inning is recorded. So Matt Heck now with a no-ball, 2-strike count. The Sun getting that point where, boy, it's really tough for second base, first base, and right field. You can see on your screen there, it looks like Mikey Leal's right behind the bar that you can't quite see him, but he is looking right into the sun out there in right. Kyle Love over at first, Anders Green at second. No balls and 2 strikes to Matt Heck. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Good challenge fastball there by Basco. And that's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Trent Maloney. Maloney 1 for 2 tonight, a single in the first inning, and grounded to the first baseman Love, who flipped to Morales to go 0 for 2. That was the second out of inning number 3. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. Trent Maloney does not have a college listed on the roster here. That one way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. On the season for Maloney, batting .263. Fairly regular player for the Heat. This is his 33rd game of the year. 30 hits and 114 at-bats. And he got under this one and will foul it out of the yard. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maloney has 3 home runs on the season, 1 triple, 5 doubles in his 30 hits. He is second on the team in strikeouts, but again, he has a bunch of at-bats as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clayton Basco dealing with Trent Maloney. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch, and that one's laced out to second, and a nice grab by Anders Green. And that will retire the Heat. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We're halfway through from El Dorado. It's the Wellington Heat 5 and the El Dorado Broncos 2. So, halfway through, bottom of the fifth inning, Broncos trail 5-2. And Ethan Maxey will lead it off here for El Dorado. And squaring, we've seen him do that this year, and he'll look at strike one. Ethan going with the old school stirrup look tonight. I like that. I need to zoom in on that. No balls and a strike here to Ethan. And the pitch, and Maxey hit it off the end of the bat, but he got it past the shortstop Stubblefield into center field, a base hit for Ethan Maxey. So Nick Hammocky will come up. Nick flew out to second base his first time. Nick Hammocky plays at Fort Hays State University. He's from Hays, Kansas. Son of Annette Hammocky. Met Annette a couple nights ago here. 6 foot 175 is Nick Hammocky, who check swing and did not check it. It's strike one. Nick Hammocky in his last 4 games is hitting .625. He's also walked 4 times in that stretch, so he's been a hot hitter of late for El Dorado. No balls and a strike to Hammocky. And he'll foul this one out of play, strike 2. On the season, Nick's average in league play at 175. 40 at-bats, 7 hits. Grant Ware and Anders Green have gotten more reps than Nick this year. But Nick, with his hitting coming on, he is seeing more and more playing time. And it's really worked into a nice little 3-man rotation. Maxey drifted a little far off. The catcher, Estevez, had a little trouble pulling it out of the glove. If he pulls it cleanly, they may have had Maxey picked off of first. Fortunately for El Dorado, Estevez just didn't pull it out cleanly, and he's drying his hand off. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Nick Hammocky. And the pitch, and that one in there, strikeout looking. So back to the top of the order, and here's Tyler Webb. Tyler Webb flew out to center, flew out to right. He's 0 for 2. Tell you what, looking over at first base, Krachek, who has played here, Krachek, I should say, has played here several times, but you just never get used to. He's at first looking at his pitcher, and actually you can see it on your video. He's putting his glove, just trying to block the sun, because that is a tough spot on the field right now if the pitcher Liker threw over to first. Now, Maxey isn't a huge stolen base threat here, so we're not seeing any throws over to first. Challenging at this time of night for the first baseman. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Webb. Webb hitting .270 in league action this year. And the pitch, Maxey on the go. Webb swinging a miss. Maxey, boy, he got down there in a hurry. That's good speed by Ethan Maxey. And his 3rd stolen base on the year. Tyler Webb, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch coming here to Tyler Webb. Runner down at second base, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Big strikeout there by Dalton Liker. So 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Liker, and here comes Anders Green. Anders Green singled and scored in the 3rd inning, grounded out to second. So 1 for 2 tonight. Anders Green hitting .293. Anders has driven in 14. He'd like to get 15 here. And he'll look at ball 1. Dalton Liker again goes to Central Oklahoma University. 1 ball and no strikes here to Anders Green. Plenty of room out at second for Maxey to get a good secondary lead. Green flips it out into left field. Trayshawn Holly gets under it and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one left. We'll head to the sixth inning. It's Wellington 5, El Dorado 2. Cole Beckham will lead off for the Heat here in the top of the sixth inning. Clayton Baskell out for his third inning of work. And strike one to Beckham. Cole Beckham, right-handed batter. No balls and a strike from Clayton Baskell. And the pitch, and that one I thought was in there. It looks like it might have been low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole Beckham goes to Texas A&M at Texarkana. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. On the season for Beckham, just hitting 162. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. And the 1-2 from Baskell. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Broncos and Heat again here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have the broadcast for you. And then Sunday night, El Dorado is at Wellington for the third game of the series. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout of Cole Beckham to lead off the sixth inning. Our email address, again, in case you're watching and listening, enjoying it, it's cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. I remember, I think our first year doing the games, and Avery and I would do the Wellington games, we got probably more views when we did Wellington El Dorado than any other game. Curveball, slow curve, just dances across the plate. No balls and a strike on Luis Estevez. Estevez, 1 for 1 tonight, single and a walk. And the 0-1, that one just low, ball 1. Estevez goes to Tennessee Wesleyan University. That's an NAIA school out in Tennessee. 1 ball and 1 strike, and that pitch off the corner, 2-1. Trayshawn Holly waits on deck. I've been saying Trayshawn Holly in left field. That looks like he's in the right fielder, and Matt Heck is in left, I believe. There's strike 2 on Estevez. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you tuned in a bit late, the Wellington Heat got off to a good start here tonight. Tell you about that in a second here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, and that one right in there. The slow curve, and Estevez unable to pull the trigger, and that's the second out of the inning. Tantalizing as that thing dances across. So here comes Trayshawn Holly. Holly is grounded out to pitcher's mound both times. Wellington got a leadoff walk, a sacrifice, a single, and then a 3-run home run by Kendall Radcliffe. And they quickly were up 3-0 in this game off of Andrew Morales. And then in the third inning, they got a walk, RBI groundout, an error, and they scored 2 runs without getting a hit. They eventually did get a hit in the inning, but the hit didn't lead to their 2 runs. Here's one back up the middle, and for the third time tonight, Trayshawn Holly grounds out to the pitcher. So Clayton Baskell, in 3 innings, has given up 1 hit, and he has faced the minimum in his 3 innings. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wellington 5, El Dorado 2. Well, the Broncos need a rally, and a good part of their order leading it off here in Tyler Sutherland, and he shoots one towards left field, and that's going to snap foul. Sutherland, Colsing, and Cuddy, the scheduled 3. For El Dorado here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-2 Wellington, and the 0-1 is low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. As I like to throw a little disclaimer, apologize if the graphics are a little behind. I get caught up watching what's going on and looking at my book and filming. Here's Sutherland rolling one over to first base. Krajicek has it, and he'll trot over to first to retire the hustling Tyler Sutherland.
Now batting third baseman, number 1, Tony.
Not a huge crowd here tonight. Generally, a Wellington-El Dorado game, you get a pretty good-sized crowd. I don't know if some of the flair in that rivalry is left. I'm not sure. 2 fairly close teams regionally. 1 ball and no strikes to Tony Colsing. Colsing 0 for 2 tonight. And the 1-0 to Tony is on its way. And Leiker, he missed it. That was close. 2-0. Dalton Leiker pitching into the 6th inning here tonight for the Wellington Heat. No action down in their bullpen either. And that pitch is in there for strike 1. Dalton Leiker, he goes from the windup, he takes his first step, and then he just kind of pauses there. Almost like you see Japanese pitchers do so often. They pause for just a moment, and then he comes forward. Sits there, and now he brings it up and delivers the 2-1 low, 3-1. Mentioned Leiker's had good control all year, just 5 walks on the season for Leiker. he's given up a lot of base hits, but that means he's making people beat him. He's not beating himself. He's down 3-1 here to Tony Colsing, though. And that pitch is high, ball 4. So a rare walk from Liker. The Broncos will take it. And here comes the very hot Brandon Cuddy. First game of the season for El Dorado, and he's promptly gone 2 for 2 with a run scored. Brandon Cuddy from Oklahoma Baptist, hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tony Colsing down at first base. And Tony on the season has 6 stolen bases. And the pitch to Cuddy dives down low, ball 1. Well, the sun that I spoke about last inning has set lower in the sky, so much easier now really for everybody. Sun's still shining on the McDonald scoreboard. That's about it. Not a big lead by Colsing. Here's the pitch to Cuddy, and it's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. And walking out is Luis Estevez. Thanks to our corporate sponsor, El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated, 1216 West 6th here in El Dorado. 1-800-279-4300. Ask for Brad and or Roxanne Cool, and we appreciate them stepping up and supporting these broadcasts. Without them, you would probably be getting the information by Facebook maybe the next day. 2 strikes to Cuddy. Quick throw over to first, Colsing back in. So 2 balls and no strikes here. Brandon Cuddy, 2 for 2 tonight. 2 of the Broncos' 6 hits. And that pitch in there for strike 1. Looked like Cuddy was taking all the way, or maybe it just had one zone, the only place he was going to swing at if it was in his spot, and it wasn't. Good pitch there by Liker. So 2 balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting Brandon Cuddy. And back over to first, Colsing diving back in safely. Two balls and a strike. And Colsing on the move. And that was a back foot fastball there and a tough throw for Estevez. He made a good throw, but Tony Colsing steals the base. And more importantly for El Dorado, 3 balls and a strike to Brandon Cuddy. Kyle Love waits on deck. And Cuddy will call time. Liberal beat Bethany tonight 4-1. And the 3-1, curveball, a dandy there by Liker. I don't think Cuddy was expecting that. Dodge City leading Hayesville 6-0 out in Dodge City. A full count to Cuddy, and the pitch, and Cuddy waited for it, and a little bit of an emergency swing to foul that one off. So Liberal winning down in Bethany, Oklahoma tonight. The Aviators trailing Dodge City 6-0. It's an Aviators offense that's okay, but they just, I don't know if they lack a little pop. They scored 3 runs in each of the 3 games with El Dorado this week, losing 2 of those 3. Another full count here to Cuddy. And the 3-2 is low, ball 4. So a good at bat by Brandon Cuddy. Rick Twyman starting to, or not Rick Twyman, but the pitching coach for Wellington is going to make his way out to visit with Dalton Liker. Runners at first and second with 1 away. And back-to-back walks issued by Liker. The Broncos mentioned they're home tomorrow night with Wellington, at Wellington Sunday. Then they will head to Liberal for games Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Brent Gould Field out in Liberal. And if the Broncos and Hayes game needs to be made up, it'll be made up on Thursday night here. If it doesn't need to be made up, then we won't have a game here Thursday. The end of the regular season will be Wednesday night at Liberal. Home plate umpire going out, trying to get this game to move along a little bit. So here's Kyle Love, 0 for 2 tonight. He is grounded to short both times, but the last time it turned into a 6-4-3 double play. So Kyle Love, 0 for 2. He has one long ball on the season. And the first pitch, and he fouls that one back. No balls and a strike. Boy, the Broncos love to see Kyle Love square one up here. Each team guilty of an error here tonight. And the 0-1 pitch coming to Kyle Love. And throw down to second base, and Tony Colsing slides back. Second time tonight we've seen Estevez throw down to second. And they fool you. The second baseman is holding as the pitcher's getting ready to deliver. He goes back, and then the shortstop, Stubblefield, trying to sneak in behind of Colsing there. It's good little deception there. You're thinking about the second baseman, you kind of forget about the shortstop as a runner out there, at least I would. Tony didn't. Kyle Love hits it hard onto left center field. That'll go to the wall. Tony Colsing will score. Here comes Brandon Cuddy. He will. And it's a double for Kyle Love. And we've got a one-run ball game. A 2 RBI double for Kyle Love, and he did square that one up. A solid double out into left center field. So the 2 walks come back to haunt Dalton Leiker. Here comes Mikey Leal. 5-4 Wellington. That was the kind of hit the Broncos were hoping for last night. Had the bases loaded a couple of times and just couldn't pull the trigger, but then Webb in the 6th came up with the big hit. Swing and a miss. Good pitch to hit there, and Leal missed it. No balls and a strike to Mikey Leal. Mikey is grounded out to second both times. The first time he did, brought in Brandon Cuddy. So Brandon Cuddy tonight 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Here's the 0-1, and that's close but not in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Look over at second from Leiker, and the pitch to Leal. Hit up the middle, and that's into center field. Here comes Kyle Love. Throw to the plate, not in time. Leal down to second base, and we are tied at 5. Second RBI of the night for Mikey Leal. So the Broncos have made up that 3-0 and then 5-1 deficit here to tie it at 5. And Wellington just starting to get someone loose down in the bullpen, and that looks like that's going to be it for Dalton Leiker. And for Leiker, he will exit this game, and all he can do is lose it. He cannot win it anymore. We'll give you the name of the new pitcher in a moment. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Broncos have tied it. It's 5-5. Well, the El Dorado Broncos put on their hitting shoes here in the bottom of the 6th inning after Tyler Sutherland rolled out harmlessly to first. It's been walk, double, single, and we're tied at 5. Ethan Maxey, the first Bronco to deal with Austin Hinkle, who is undecided at this point on his college choice, and no balls and a strike to Maxey. Runner at second base is the responsibility of Dalton Leiker. Way in the hole is Stubblefield. A good gap up the middle, and Maxey will call time. Stubblefield really plays in that hole at shortstop. You can see, well, you can almost see him, the bar kind of blocking. Normally, we see shortstops kind of a couple steps to his left, usually. But he's going to try to seal up that hole on the left side. Austin Hinkle with the pitch, and that's fouled out of play. Strike 2. Austin Hinkle comes at you with a lot of legs and arms kind of flaring out everywhere. Remember, he pitched here in that doubleheader that these teams played last month. So no balls and 2 strikes to Maxey, and there's a chopper. Hinkle bare hands it, throws to third. What a play by Hinkle, and they retire Mikey Leal. Not a bad decision. I'm sure Leal figured he was going to make it to third, but that was a terrific play by Hinkle. So 2 away. And Nick Hammocky will come up. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Austin Hinkle brings a 3.32 ERA to the table for the Wellington Heat. And Hammocky bounces it over the first baseman's head in shallow right field. And Hammocky is going to be called out at first. What a play by A.J. Duran. Gus Strunk wants to voice his displeasure, but the base umpire, as they do after a close play, will just walk off. That was a bang play, and you got to give Duran a lot of credit there. He had to cover a lot of ground to retire Nick Hammocky. But the Broncos strike for 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And we'll head to the 7th inning, a brand new ball game. It's El Dorado 5 and Wellington 5. Well, hard to tell from up here. That'll be one of those plays I'll look back when I go watch the archive. Of course, all our broadcasts are archived, so you can go back and watch that close play at first. It was a bang play, but A.J. Duran got the call for the Wellington Heat, but the Broncos did tie it up. So here we are in the 7th inning, and a new pitcher. Boy, what a great 3 innings of work by Clayton Baskell. He really did exactly what the Broncos needed. He shut down Wellington for 3 innings, allowed his team to get back in it, and that's what they did. And so the new pitcher for El Dorado is Christian Ricketson. Ricketson out of Kentucky Wesleyan College, 5'11", 170, hometown of Union County, Kentucky. And Ricketson winds and deals a 1-1, and that's past the catcher Maxey, ball 2. A.J. Duran, who made that great play to end the 6th inning, leads off here in the 7th, and he is 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the 1st, and then a couple of infield groundouts for Duran. And that's close, but no call. Ethan Maxey held it there, and you could just tell by his body language he couldn't believe that was not called a strike. It's now 3-1. So Ricketson will have to battle here. Ricketson with an 8.77 ERA in league play and a 5-pitch walk to A.J. Duran. The 4th time tonight that Wellington has been issued a leadoff walk. Ricketson comes into the game with no wins, no losses, no saves. This is his 13th appearance. And he'll deal with Aaron Stubblefield. Stubblefield squares the bunt, high fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Stubblefield in the top of the 1st inning. Duran led off with a walk, and Stubblefield sacrificed him to second base. Stubblefield, a .323 hitter. He's 0 for 2 tonight with that sacrifice. Colson creeping in at 3rd. Stubblefield squares the bunt and fouls it off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tony not totally convinced that Stubblefield's going to bunt. He is back off the turf, the green cutout of the infield. I think I'd be creeping in even more here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tony still pretty much even with the bag, just slightly in front of it at 3rd. He'll come into your picture if Stubblefield squares around. And he's already squaring. And the bunt towards 1st. That's an excellent bunt by Stubblefield. And he'll be tagged out by Ricketson. So another good sacrifice by Aaron Stubblefield.
Now batting for Wellington, number 15.
Down to second base, A.J. Duran. And now it's Austin Krachik, who is 1 for 2 tonight with 2 runs scored. A dangerous hitter here for the Wellington Heat. Singled and scored in the 1st, walked and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th for Krachik. 5-5, top of the 7th inning. And curveball by Ricketson missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Long look in by Ricketson, and time called. Broncos concluded that 3-game series with Hayesville. They took 2 out of 3 and very nearly had the sweep, leading 2-1 in Game 1 in the 8th inning at Hayesville. The Aviators struck for 2 in the bottom of the 8th, won that game 3-2. The Broncos won 9-3 on Wednesday and 4-3 last night. Tied up 5 apiece with Wellington here tonight. Broncos in a stretch of playing 8 games in 8 days. A game a day to close it out. And the 2-0 and a good cut by Krachik, but he missed. 2 balls and a strike. More hot weather is forecasted here in El Dorado for tomorrow and in Wellington on Sunday. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one's fouled out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Ricketson works himself back into the count here. 1 away for the Heat. The Wellington Heat After this 3-game series, they will play 2 games at home with Derby and 1 at Derby. Curveball in the turf. Maxey able to smother that. Boy, Krajcek just held up. So a full count now to Krajcek. Bronco fans did not like the call by the base umpire saying that Krajcek held up his swing. Of course, out at second, it's a tougher angle. And now that pitch in there, and Krajcek strikes out looking, and that will upset the Wellington faithful. So 2 away. Still down at second is A.J. Duran, and here comes a tough hitter in Kendall Radcliffe. 2 for 2 tonight with a walk. He had the 3-run home run off Morales in the first inning. And the pitch, boy, that bounced way in front of the plate. Nice stop there by Ethan Maxey. 1 ball and no strikes. We learned last night how important it is to keep that runner at second off of third, because Tyler Webb for the Broncos had a double, then stole third and scored on a passed ball. And that ended up being the game-winning run for El Dorado. 2-0 to Radcliffe. Now the Broncos can play it careful here with Radcliffe. Matt Heck is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. And first base is open. We'll see if Ricketson gives Radcliffe anything sweet to hit here on the 2-0. And that one's in the turf, and that's not what the Broncos wanted. The pass ball, or the wild pitch, I should say, will move Duran over to third. So 3 balls and no strikes to Radcliffe. I'd be surprised if he got anything close here. Go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Wellington Heat. Years ago, Avery and I actually went and applied to be broadcasters for the Wellington Heat. And that we were not called back, and some deals that they thought they were going to have didn't occur, and the Broncos are going to put Radcliffe on with first base open. So runners at first and third. And here comes Matt Heck.
Now batting for Wellington, number 3, Matt Heck.
Matt Heck, the left fielder. 0 for 3 tonight, a pair of strikeouts. Yeah, the Wellington Heat, when they moved from Hayesville to Wellington, they had kind of a job fair. I think they felt like they were going to have some radio stations, local radio stations, that were going to jump on board and broadcast. That never came through. Ergo, we didn't get a call back. But then we got a call from El Dorado. And here we are 3 years later. And all the better for it. So, runners at first and third. Matt Heck coming up. A.J. Duran walked. And Radcliffe walked. And the first pitch high to Matt Heck. Matt Heck from North Central Texas College. Bats right, throws right. And the 1-0, and that's high ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Bailey is getting loose for the Broncos down in the bullpen. Ryan Bailey got the Broncos out of big trouble last night. Be called to do the same. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Matt Heck. And that one's high ball 3. Wind all of a sudden is picked up out of the south, so as you're watching on your screen, blowing out towards left center field. Matt Heck now with a 3 out. Will he get a green light? The 3-0 in the turf. Boy, Ethan Maxey, big stop there. So 3 walks in the inning. And the bases are loaded. looking towards the Bronco dugout, and yeah, I think they're going to bring Ryan Bailey into this game. Ryan Bailey already walking this way. So Christian Ricketson, the runners on base are his responsibility. He goes 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 walks, and had 1 strikeout. And Ryan Bailey will see if he can get the Broncos out of trouble here in the 7th. We're tied at 5. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. So here comes Ryan Bailey into the game for El Dorado. 6'1", 232 out of Kentucky Wesleyan College. Pawnee, Illinois is his hometown. This is the 3rd game in the last 4 that Ryan Bailey has worked for El Dorado. Last night he got, it was 1st and 3rd, nobody out. He allowed just 1 run, and Bailey have ended up getting the win last night. Because the Broncos came back, scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and then the relievers shut the door, Kennedy and Gulzo after that. Here is Trent Maloney, 1 for 3 tonight. Left-handed batter, and the first pitch in there for strike 1. Ryan Bailey's numbers this year have been terrific. 18th game, he's got a 0.81 ERA. 2 walks, 17 strikeouts in 22 innings of work. No balls and a strike, and time is called. We've had some odd time calls tonight. You're used to it when a pitcher looks in for a long time and then waits on the mound. Yeah, but there wasn't much there. No balls and a strike to Maloney, and that pitch outside ball 1. A little gamesmanship, if nothing else. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Maloney. Ryan Bailey, 3-0 on the season. And the 1-1 is fouled out of play, 1-2. Morales went the first 3, struggled. Baskell came in for the next 3 and was brilliant. Ricketson walked Duran, a sacrifice bunt by Stubblefield. Krejcik got called out on strikes, but then walks to Radcliffe and Heck, and here we are. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. And the pitch from Bailey, and that's fouled straight back. Maloney had a good rip there. Maloney batting .263 on the season. He has driven in 13. 30 hits and 114 at-bats coming into tonight's action. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trent Maloney, the third baseman. And the pitch, floater, just off the outside corner, 2-2. Ryan Bailey, Mom Lisa Bailey, generally sends me an email during the night time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maloney. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And Ryan Bailey does it again. Gets the Broncos out of a big hole. The first Bronco to meet him, Christian Ricketson. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 left. It's time to stretch in El Dorado. Tied at 5. Well, the Broncos certainly, after that big strikeout by Ryan Bailey and coming off of scoring 3 runs last inning, should have a little momentum going in here to the 7th. But dealing with a tough customer in Austin Hinkle. Webb, a high chop. Getting it on the big hop is Maloney. Fires over to first and retires the speedy Tyler Webb. It's a great play by Maloney. If he doesn't charge that, take it on the short hop, Webb probably beats it out. But Maloney got it on the big hop, and that's 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Anders Green coming up for El Dorado. Anders 1 for 3 tonight, a single, and scored in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to second in the 1st, flew out to left field in the 5th inning. Austin Hinkle remains out there for Wellington. And the pitch, and that one's low, ball 1. Sutherland on deck. Ingrid and Jean Green, parents of Anders Green, generally faithful listeners and emailers here. Laura Hargens is a very good baseball fan. Her son Blake, of course, was very good on Wednesday night in the 9-3 win at Hayesville. And she is a dedicated fan. She's watching, and yeah, she says, awesome job, Bailey. Yeah, we all said that. That was a terrific strikeout by Ryan. 1 ball and 1 strike to Anders Green. And the slow curve, back foot curve, low, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. You can join Laura in the email commentary, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch, low, ball 3. You can go back and watch any of our home broadcasts on my YouTube channel. Just go to Kurt Caden's YouTube channel on YouTube and go back and watch any or all of them if you like through the past 3 years. And Anders Green laces one out into right field. That's off the base of the wall. Bounces away from Holly. Anders took a peek at Chad Gerwick. Chad said, hold up. It's a 1-out double by Anders Green. He had a thought of going to third, but wisely did not. So he was ahead in the count, 3-1, and he pounded one over the head of Trayshawn Holly. So here comes Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland, 2 for 3 tonight, a single, a double, and a ground out. Left-handed batter Sutherland from Missouri Southern University. And the pitch from Hinkle hit out into left center field. Beckham tracking it down, and the outfielders collide. The ball got away. And here comes Green to score. Sutherland at third. And Chad Gerwick will put the stop sign. Left fielder Matt Heck, center fielder Cole Beckham collided in left center field. The ball went all the way to the track. The Broncos have their first lead of the night at 6-5. Error? A triple. Hard to give anyone an error. I don't know who you'd give an error to. So Sutherland will get a triple and an RBI, his second RBI of the night. And tough luck for the pitcher Hinkle. Let's see, it looks like Heck and Beckham are okay. So the Broncos lead 6-5. Like I said, their first lead of the night. And Tyler Sutherland at third base, Tony Colsing, an RBI opportunity here for El Dorado. I kind of had the feeling, well, the center fielder is supposed to be kind of the quarterback out there. If the center fielder calls it, everyone else is supposed to back off. But it was kind of tailing off of the left-handed bat of Sutherland, tailing toward the left fielder Heck. Hard to put blame on 2 guys trying to make a play. 1 ball and no strike to Tony Colsing. Infield comes in for Wellington. And Colsing fouls it. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Lisa Bailey. I knew Lisa Bailey was out there. I've noticed our parents this year have a little superstition. They generally, I know Tori Webb won't email me until Tyler generally gets a big hit or something. She doesn't want to jinx anything, which I get. That's good. Lisa Bailey, she's watching, just nervous, now excited. after that. And Hinkle appears to be injured after delivering that ball. It's 2 balls and a strike to Tony Colsing. And Hinkle now on the ground. Let's try to zoom in on what's going on. I don't know if he's trying to stretch. Looks like a quad as I zoom in on him. He is in a lot of discomfort out there. Now grabbing at his knee. Of course, El Dorado's got a terrific training staff here with folks from the Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital providing services each and every game here for both teams. You couldn't be in better hands. Kind of grabbing at the back of his hamstring or knee. You can see what I'm seeing. So Austin Hinkle clearly is not going to, I can't imagine he's going to remain in this game. Wellington very quickly. They don't need to hurry up and warm up someone. Austin Suhr, S-U-H-R, is quickly warming up down in the Wellington bullpen. And you can see the displeasure from Hinkle. He is pounding the mound with his fist. Right leg. At first I thought maybe it was a cramp, but it looks like it's a little more than that. So I'll have to go back and look at that on the archive to see if did he land wrong or does something just gave out or what. So we wish Austin Hinkle the best. I think he's a nice pitcher for Wellington. Now able to put his own body weight there. And now getting some help again from some teammates, as you can see. And out of the bench. So tough times now here for Wellington. They've blown a 5-1 lead, and now they'll have to bring in a new pitcher who'll get plenty of time to warm up. We'll be back with more play-by-play. Broncos lead 6-5 on YouTube. So The Wellington Heat bring in a new pitcher, and his name is Austin Sewer out of Iowa Central University. See if we can give you some more numbers on Sewer. I think it's how you say it, Sewer. S-U-H-R. That's what I'm going to go with. Sewer has a no record on the year. This is his 7th appearance, 8 innings of work, and a 9.00 ERA. 7 walks, 9 strikeouts, and 8 innings of work. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Tony Colsing. Infield in for the Wellington Heat. And the pitch from Sewer, high, ball 3. Now our statistician, our stud on the stats, Gary, says, okay, if he walks Colsing, that walk goes to Hinkle. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. But if he strikes out Colsing, it would go to Sewer because Sewer would got 2 of the 3 strikes necessary. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Tony Colsing, the pitch, and that's low, ball 4. So that walk will go to Hinkle. And you can't close the book on him. Now, does that mean that runner goes to Hinkle?
Now back to the Broncos.
So if he scores, if Colsing scores, it goes to a Hinkle. Runners at first and third for El Dorado. Whoop! I got my cameras right in on the Broncos warm-up area. Sorry about that. Get caught up in the game. There we go. Now you can see Brandon Cuddy at the plate. Brandon Cuddy, 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored for the Broncos. The middle infield plays at double play depth now for Wellington. And that pitch on the corner for strike 1. Sutherland at third with an RBI triple that scored Anders Green when the left fielder and center fielder for Wellington collided and couldn't make the catch. Walking and over at first is Tony Colsing. That pitch low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned the Broncos a game and a half out of first place entering play tonight. Hello, Oscar Morales. I know you're out there watching, and Oscar relieved that the Broncos have battled back and they get Andrew Morales off the hook tonight. Hinkle and Bailey are the pitchers of record right now. And that pitch close, but a little out of the zone, 2-1. All of a sudden, the email's starting to come in. That's what I like to see from our Bronco fans. Our Wellington fans could also feel free to email. Laura Hargan says correct on Sewer. I am pronouncing it right. Good. That pitch, boy, that was close, and it goes El Dorado's way. 3 balls and 1 strike. Oh, really? Not bad. 3 balls and a strike here to Brandon Cuddy, and the pitch from Sewer, a swing and a miss. Cuddy was looking to send that one to Fredonia. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he lost his bat earlier on a swing, and it helicoptered its way into the Wellington dugout. And he's going to get some sticky stuff or something on that bat to keep it from doing it again. So Cuddy now ready. It's a big 3-2 pitch coming up. Sutherland at third, Colsing at first. 1 away for the Broncos. They've taken the lead for the first time tonight here in the 7th inning. 3 in the 6th, now 1 in the 7th, and looking for more. Sewer has the sign and the pitch. And that's right down the middle, and Cuddy is rung up as he tried to sell it going down to first. Good pitch by Sewer and a big strikeout. So 2 away, and here comes Kyle Love. It was Kyle Love's 2 RBI double in the 6th inning that really kind of excited everybody here at McDonald Stadium. Tony Colsing getting a little bigger lead now off of first. And the pitch from Sewer in the low, and Estevez, not really a block, but boy, that was low. He had to shuffle over and made a nice stop nonetheless. And hello to Ingrid Green. I knew they'd be watching. She said they stayed up. They didn't watch in real time, so they watched the archive till midnight last night. And they're on pins and needles ever since the Broncos fell behind 3-0 tonight. And yes, Anders did have a nice hit. Anders Green, a one-out double, got things going for El Dorado here in the 7th inning. And that pitch high, 2-0 to Kyle Love. Mikey Liao waits on deck. 6-5 El Dorado. Gap for Love here is in right center field. And the 2-0 from Sewer, low, ball 3. All pitchers kind of have their own different way of delivering. Sewer kind of stares in, and then he's really quick with that front leg up, and then just gets all that momentum gathered as he brings it towards home plate. But a lot of movement going on in the lower half. And the pitch to 3-0, Love taking all the way, 3-1. So the pitch that Kyle is looking for should be coming right here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Trying to deliver Tyler Sutherland, who tripled. He's still down at third base after a walk and a strikeout. And Love, as we've seen from some of the Heat tonight, a quick time. Now he gets back in. 3 balls and a strike. Estevez setting up on the outer third, and the pitch, and Love slices that one foul. So it's 3-2, which means Tony Colsing will get a head start off of first base. Krejcik telling Sewer he is not holding him on here, so don't look to throw over to first base. Tony Colsing even with the first baseman right now, and here comes the 3-2 to Love, and a swing and a miss. And boy, what a great job by Sewer coming in out of the pen in a tough situation. And he gets the Broncos without further damage. But El Dorado comes up with the go-ahead run. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. We'll head to the 8th. El Dorado 6, Wellington 5. So top of the 8th inning, and we've seen some fabulous relief pitching by both sides tonight. In the top of the 7th inning, with 2 away and a runner on, back-to-back walks loaded the bases for Wellington. Ryan Bailey came in and got a big strikeout with the bases loaded. A.J. Sewer, as Austin Hinkle got hurt, he had to come in a tough spot with a runner at third and 1 out, and he struck out Cuddy and Love. So both bullpen should be proud of what they got done in that 7th inning. El Dorado leads 6-5. Ryan Bailey stays in the game for El Dorado. And his first pitch in there for strike 1. Saw Mark Quinby down in the bullpen for El Dorado. Cole Beckham leading it off. It was Beckham and Heck who collided in left center field that allowed the Broncos to take the lead. And Bailey back in the zone again, 0-2. So 2 balls and a strike. Or not, excuse me, no balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry. Lisa Bailey probably having a panic attack there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. One and 2 to Beckham, and that slow curve right in there. A swing and a miss, and the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Wellington Heat, number 5.
We mentioned Ryan Bailey coming into play tonight. 22 innings of work, 2 walks, 17 strikeouts. Make that 22 and 2/3 now with 19 strikeouts. And starts off Luis Estevez with a strike 1. No balls and a strike to Estevez. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And the pitch, and reaches out and slaps that one foul, 0-2. Estevez walked in the second, singled in the third, and struck out looking in the sixth. If the Broncos can hold on and win this game, I think they're going to look at Clayton Baskel's 3 innings of work as maybe the most important of the night. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss by Estevez. Not to take anything away what Ryan Bailey is doing and has done and continues to do for El Dorado.
For the Wellington Heat, number 7, Sean Hawley.
So here comes Trayshawn Hawley. He is, how about this? He's 0 for 3. Each time he's grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch, strike. I don't know if our statistician Gary likes hearing anything more than first pitch, strike. I bet you those are his 3 favorite words. Walks they drive us all crazy. And Ryan Bailey is just continuing to hammer the zone. This one's lifted out to shortstop, and that is gloved by Hammocky. And very efficient, a solid 1-2-3 for Ryan Bailey in the 8th inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Broncos 6, Heat 5. Kurt Caden back here from McDonald Stadium, Brad Long Field in El Dorado. The El Dorado Broncos leading 6-5. And here is Mikey Leal leading it off for El Dorado. 1 for 3 tonight. A couple of RBIs for Leal. I'll say it many times. I always love the continued support I get from all our Bronco fans and all the emails. Love getting those. But it's always fun when a visiting fan will email, because that means they probably went a little bit out of the way to find out, does El Dorado broadcast? You know, where is it? They find it, whether on our Facebook page or Twitter page or whatever it might be. I got my first Wellington email tonight. It took a while. Deb Sewer, mother of Austin Sewer, who did such a brilliant job in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bettendorf, Iowa. See, the roster I've got here doesn't have hometown, so I'm glad to know that as well. Deb Sewer, Bettendorf, Iowa. And glad you're enjoying our broadcast tonight on YouTube. Hope you'll be tuned in again tomorrow night. Austin, like I said, was terrific in the bottom of the 7th. Leal, a high chop up the middle. Stubblefield gloves it, but not in time to get him at first base. That was a tough play. Nice range there by Stubblefield, but it'll be an infield single for Mikey Leal. And a good start for the Broncos here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So thanks again, Deb, for the email. Nice to have. Austin Sewer, by the way, he goes to Iowa Central University. I wasn't sure if I had mentioned that. Lisa Bailey, one proud mom. And Maxie squaring to bunt, got it in the air, and crashing in was Maloney, but couldn't make the catch. It's just a strike. No balls and one strike. Lisa Bailey, you should be proud. Ryan Bailey, not only tonight but all year, has been phenomenal. A 0.81 ERA in 23 innings of work, 23 plus. Fantastic. Pitched 3 of the last 4 nights. Goes an inning and a third here tonight. Maxey squares again. He got this bunt down. Sewer gloves it. Will fire over the head of the first baseman. Backing up. Boy, what a great job. That'll be an error on Sewer as he threw it over the first baseman's head. But you know what gets lost in that? And as someone who used to play infield, A.J. Duran was backing up first base. He caught that ball. If he's not there, that ball rolls down into the bullpen. Leal scores easy. That is a fantastic job by A.J. Duran at second base to be backing up on a throw from the pitcher to first base. That's a long way to go. That's a terrific job, although he's already kind of getting ready to cover. Philip Jacobson will pinch run for Maxey down at first base. Here's Nick Hammocky now in a bunting situation, you would imagine, and he bunts this one foul. The key for Nick Hammocky here is to bunt it towards third and make the third baseman field it. Krajcik is crashing in. He is about even with Nick Hammocky when that pitch is at home plate. Krajcik is already creeping in. You can see him on your screen there over at first base. No balls and a strike from A.J. Sewer. And Hammocky squares. He does bunt it to third. Maloney fields it and fires over to first. And there was Duran. And they get the out. But the Broncos have 2 runners in scoring position now. Great job by Nick Hammocky with the sacrifice. And now here is Tyler Webb. Last night, after Tyler Webb's big double, I got a woot email from Tori Webb, his mother, hoping to see one of those again here. Tyler Webb, the infield comes in. Runners at second and third, 1 out. 6-5 El Dorado here in the bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch to Webb just missed. Ball 1. Inside, maybe a little high as well. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. And Webb had a good cut, but he was behind a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Webb tonight 0 for 4. 2 flyouts, a strikeout, and a ground out to third. That ground out to third was where Maloney came in. It was a high chop, and Maloney came in and got it on that big hop and was able to throw out Webb without issue. And the 1-1 pitch. Webb hits it to the shortstop. Coming home and not close. An easy throw out of Mikey Leal at home. So Webb reaches on the fielder's choice. A big out recorded by Wellington there. And there's 2 away with runners at first and third. Here comes Anders Green. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Anders Green. And that's called a strike. Anders didn't like it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a big pitch here for Sewer. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anders Green, 2 for 4 tonight. And the pitch, and rung him up. What a job by Sewer. Got himself into trouble, got himself out of trouble. We'll head to the 9th inning. Broncos lead 6-5. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Getting a good look at the new Bronco pitcher, it's Chase Gulzo. Gulzo last night in a 1-run game was able to close out the Aviators 1-2-3 in the 9th to collect his 4th save on the season. Chase Gulzo, 6'4", 190 out of Kearney from Grand Island, Nebraska. And as we look at his numbers in league play this year, Chase Gulzo, this is his 11th appearance, a record of 0-1 with 4 saves. A 2.53 ERA. 2 walks and 11 strikeouts in 10 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 9 hits. He will have to deal with the top of the lineup for Wellington here in the 9th inning. We'll back up our picture here. I forgot earlier.
Number 1, A.J. Duran.
So here's A.J. Duran. A.J. Duran has walked twice tonight. He's 0 for 2, but I'll tell you, his work in the field, he made a terrific play out in basically right field and threw out a Bronco. A great job of backing up the throw of A.J. Sewer that was airmailed over the first baseman's head, but there was Duran. If he's not there, the Broncos would be up at least 1 more. He's done a lot of the little things that you don't see in the stats that as a former second baseman, I appreciate. First pitch swinging, a chopper to Anders Green at second, and they retire Duran for the first out of the inning. Here comes Aaron Stubblefield. Aaron Stubblefield, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has been called to sacrifice bunt twice, and he's done it beautifully both times. Stubblefield, .323 batting average coming into action here tonight. And the first pitch from Gulzo, fastball a little off the plate, ball 1. Stubblefield goes to Sterling College. That's located in Sterling, Kansas. If you're familiar with Hutchinson, Kansas, Sterling is in that neighborhood. And there's a strike. Looked like Stubblefield taking all the way. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sterling, an NAIA school in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. Sterling had a wonderful baseball team this year, too. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch from Gulzo. That one's right in there for strike 2. Just high-octane gas there from Gulzo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and just off the corner, 2-2. That is a great 1-2 delivery by Chase Gulzo. Don't forget, we're back on the air tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here on YouTube. Hope you will be tuned in for that if you can't make it out to the yard. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stubblefield. And the pitch, and 3-2. By the way, Brady Childs, catcher out of Nebraska, came in to catch Ethan Maxey, was pinch ran for in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Brady Childs is at catcher, Jace Gulzo at pitcher. 3-2 to Stubblefield. Takes a deep breath, and the pitch, a chop towards second base. Anders Green waits for the hop and throws over to first and retires Stubblefield. That was had some spin on it, and Anders was ready to charge it, but then thought, if it hits and takes a real funky bounce, could be in a bad spot. So he just played it safe, waited for it, had time to throw at Stubblefield, and now 2 away and a very tough hitter in Austin Krajcik here. He's struck out twice tonight. He's singled once. He's 1 for 3, scored 2 runs, singled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the third. Right-handed batter, and the first pitch is fouled straight back. No balls and a strike. Wellington jumped out to a 3-0 lead, a 3-run home run by Kendall Radcliffe in the first. They scored 2 more in the third, led El Dorado 5-1. Going into the bottom of the third, El Dorado scored 1 in that third inning. And there's a pitch in there, strike 2. It was 5-2 Wellington, and then the Broncos scored 3 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. 6-5 El Dorado, and they're a strike away from a big comeback win here tonight. No balls and 2 strikes to Krajcik. And the pitch. They said about side, a swing and a miss, and the Broncos win it. 6-5. How about that, folks? It was not a great start for El Dorado, but a wonderful finish. And the bullpen did the job tonight. Led off by Clayton Baskell, Christian Ricketson, Ryan Bailey was phenomenal, and Chase Gulzo, another 1-2-3 ninth inning. And boy, does a manager got to love that when the closer just comes in, throws strikes, and keeps guys off the bases. So 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for El Dorado. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Wellington. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 32 minutes. The winning pitcher tonight is Ryan Bailey, right? I believe so. And the losing pitcher will be Austin Hinkle. The save goes to Chase Gulzo. So the Broncos win, and they know they'll be no worse than a game and a half out of first when tomorrow night comes around. We're back on the air at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The video stream will start around 6:40. Audio right around 7 o'clock. Broncos and Heat, game 2 of the 3-game set tomorrow night. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thanks so much for all the emails. I sure appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you again tomorrow night. Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.